Hello everyone, hope you're having a fantastic day so far. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Romful and I'll be your coach for the Chelsea FC in this season of the GPC. Now, I haven't felt like uploading in forever, which you can probably tell by my activity on the channel, but I had this little spark of motivation, and since I joined a new league, I felt like it would be appropriate for me to upload my run in it. Since it consists of so many of my friends and such amazing people, it's gonna be a lot of fun. Now, before we go into team matchups and such things, I just want to give a shout out to Frieslander. You'll find his link in the description below. He was the one creating this amazing, I call it a frame, but apparently it's called something else. I don't know. And if you don't really care about the team matchup or the team that I'm bringing, you can find a timestamp in the description for where the battle actually starts. So also, shoutouts to my front office for helping me every single week creating the teams that I'm bringing, and that consists of my good friend Isaac, you know probably him as Tracer, and of course my good friend Oscar. And finally, we're gonna touch a bit on the uploading schedule. I'll try and get these out on weekends. I don't have a specific time set, but sometimes during the weekend you should expect a GPC video to come out. But that's enough talking, let's get into week 1, where we have the opportunity to battle the Commissioner, BC Luki. So since I didn't do a draft analysis on the squad that I'm going to use this season, I thought I would just run them by quickly. So the Chelsea FC in this season of the GPC consists of Tornadus Therian, Zygarde 50%, Amoonguss, Cobalion, Jolteon, Vaporeon, Sneasel, Wobbuffet with Shadow Tag, which is going to be so much fun to use, and the other coaches are going to hate my guts. Porygon, Pyroar, Satu, and Mega Diancie, with my Sea Captains being Zygarde 50% and my Cobalion. So, looking at the matchup versus the Golden State Wartortles and their coach BC Luke, you can see that my team has an amazing speed advantage against his. Barring Substriker, which is an unlikely bring in my opinion, Nihilego is his fastest Pokemon at base 103 speed, which 5 of my members outspeed naturally. So speed is definitely something I need to abuse and definitely have on my side. Now, since I do have the speed advantage, he's most likely going to focus on more bulk, such as the Ferrothorn, Tapu Fini, and Donphan, and potential Scarfers, which it probably will be the Nihilego. Nihilego as a Choice Scarf user is definitely threatening against my team, because, you know, Beast Boost, Snowballing, goes to everywhere and just fucks shit up. So, you know, Nihilego as a Choice Scarf user, definitely a threat that I do have to prepare a lot for. Now, other threats on this team is definitely going to be that Porygon Z could be a second Choice Scarf user, or it just can be a Nasty Plot or even a Trick Room variant against my team, which is very, very threatening. I do also have normal resist on my team, but you know, they don't really want to switch in and out on a Porygon Z because that shit does so much damage. Now, Ment and Victini, I am scared of those, of course, because, you know, they are really good Pokemon, but I kind of know the sets that they are going to bring. Victini needs to bring some sort of special mixed variant. You can run, like, mainly special with a little bit of physical attack to do more damage with a V-Crate, but it's going to be mainly focused on special attacks. Because, you know, I do have a Zygarde, and Zygarde just chews those V-Crates for days, my buddy. And then last but not least, it's that Salamence. Salamence is like insta-checked by Sneasel, so he does need to bring a Yache Berry, or he can bring like a Scarfer variant and hope that I potentially don't even bring Sneasel, or that my Sneasel like kills himself during preparation. Now, the biggest problem that I have actually by building is that he does have so much hazard stacking on his team, and since I don't really have that much hazard support, I do need to bring either one of my magic bouncers or potentially even both, because just switching in and out on hazard is going to be so annoying and my mons are going to get shipped down. Now, looking at threats against his team, you can see that Zygarde just goes in against this guy, my god. He does have some softer checks to Zygarde, such as the Ferrothorn, Tapu Fini, and Donphan, but if I potentially knock them off, or if I chip them down, those aren't really checks anymore to my Zygarde, especially if I'm boosted. So, game plan is definitely try and weaken the bulkier core with especially my Tornadus, who does get access to knockoff. So I do want to try and knock the bulky stuff up so Zygarde has easier time breaking through them. And some other things I do have in mind while building is the fact that it doesn't really have the best flying resist, mainly being Nihilego. And if it switches into Nihilego on my Tornadus, I have the potential to knock it off, which means that it's not a threat to me anymore, just because the possibility of getting swept by a Scarf Nihilego pretty much gets thrown out of the window. I also do want Rocks up, which means that Mega Diancie or Cobalion needs to be brought. But with that all being said, let's meet the team that I'm bringing week 1 to try and pick up this win. Alright, so let's get into the team that I'm using to try and pick up a W in the first week of the GPC. And before we actually get into the specific sets, I just want to mention 2 things. The first one being that the songs that you hear in the background for the Pokemon that I'm talking about is the songs that inspire the nicknames to all my mons. So if you want to check those out, all the links will be in the description below. I am saying this because I do not want to get sued. Second thing is that I do have a list to your right explaining what my EVs do. This is just to save some time, but kicking things off is my Skywards, my Assault Vest Tornadus, bringing it back all the way from PEBA Season 1. Tornadus is an amazing Pokemon in this matchup, and Assault Vest really allows it to take some special hits, mainly from the Porygon Z and the Tapu Fini. I can also take some hits from Nihilego if necessary, but I'm not planning to. Now, knockoff is crucial, because I want to knock off the Fat Core of Tapu Fini and Ferrothorn, and probably Donphan as well, in case it comes. Hurricane is just very spammable, and as I said in the matchup, lack of flying resist is really gonna punish him this week. Heatwave is mainly for the Ferrothorn, and U-turn is to grant me momentum, since I do outspeed a majority of his team, and I can just U-turn out from situations I do not want to be in. Next up we got ourselves the Zygarde, and I am rocking a double setup Zygarde with 1000 arrows, and I want you to point me into the direction where the 1000 arrow switching is on his entire roster. That's right, he doesn't really have any, so Zygarde is going to be amazing this week. I'm rocking the Groundium Z in case I want to pick up a sneaky KO on something that they think might live, like the Ferrothorn or the Tapu Fini. I can just Tectonic Rage to that thing and just send it packing. I do have the substitute in case I want to scout for potential HP Ices. I can also block Leech Seeds and potential block statuses in common. Zygarde is going to be amazing, I do have high hopes for it this game. Next up we got ourselves the Mega Diancie, which is also going to be the Stealth Rocker of the week. Even though Cobalion was a good bring and sets up rocks a little bit more reliable, not gonna lie, Mega Diancie just out-damages that Pokemon all day to Sunday. Having the coverage of Moonblast, Earth Power and Hidden Power Fire basically hits his entire team for a lot of damage, and then having the Magic Bounce is also something really nice in order not to get hazard stacked. I don't think I want to switch in on a Donphan or a Ferrothorn, but you never know, I might be cheeky and pull that prediction off at some point during the game. Next up we got ourselves the second Magic Bouncer of the week, being my Satu, rocking the Rocky Helmet. Yep, wordplays on point this week, aren't they? Satu is going to be my main way to keep up hazards against the field. This Pokemon can actually switch into the Ferrothorn and Donphan pretty well. The worst thing they can do is knocking me off, and since I do think that they both will carry that, I do have the Rocky Helmet, just because I will lose the item, might as well just get some chip. I do have the Thunder Wave, which might be questionable since he has a Tapu Fini to just prevent any sort of status getting spread around on the field, but this is mainly there for the Mens, because you know it's floating over the field so it doesn't get affected by it. And preventing Mens from setup is going to be so nice. Then I have Roost to keep my health high, Heatwave for the Ferrothorn obviously, and Psychic for general stab, and being able to two-hit KO Mens after rocks, which is awesome. Now we're getting into the special sponge of the week, which is going to be my Amoonguss, and it kind of actually looks like a sponge from certain points of view, but you know, Amoonguss is just here to just chew up hits from every single special attacker on the opposing side of the field. Being Porygon, being Nihilego, being Tapu Fini, nothing's gonna basically dent this Pokemon. Black Sludge is just to keep up as much health as possible. Regenerate is gonna function so nice with my Tornadus just switching in and out, and getting back health. Spore is basically for the same reason as I do have Thunder Wave on my Satu, just in case Mens comes in and tries to set up on me, or if I kill the Tapu Fini I can put something to bed. Hidden Power Fire is for the Ferrothorn. Foul Play is actually kind of nice, because it denies his Victini from just being a constant switching on my Amoonguss. I can Foul Play that thing for about 60%, which is really nice. I do have Giga Drain over Sludge Bomb because I want something to hit the Nihilego, and I felt like having Giga Drain might help me in a certain position. I don't know, just getting back a little bit of health to maybe take another hit. Who knows? And wrapping up the team is gonna be my Sneasel, my safety blanket versus the Salamence, since I do always have the option to just kill that thing from about 120% with the Icicle Plate boosted Ice Shard, in case he wants to set up on any of my members, which I don't think I allow it to do, but either way it's nice to have Sneasel. I can also Pursuit Trap like the Victini or the Nihilego locked into the wrong move. Let's say Hidden Bar Ice for my Zygarde. So Pursuit is really nice, Knockoff is very crucial because I do think I'll be able to knock off the, especially the Tapu Fini switching in on Sneasel. Getting rid of that leftovers is going to be super nice. Icicle Crash is mainly for stab. But that is going to be the team, and let's just jump right over to the battle. Alright, so it is battle time for week 1 of the GPC versus BC Luki and his Gold State War Totals. And looking at the matchup, I see no surprises besides the fact that he decided to bring the Mega Banette over the Nihilego, which I thought would come, since Nihilego had a pretty good matchup on paper versus my team. But, you know, Banette could be scary too with that Prankster, Will-O-Wisp and Destiny Bond, keeping my Zygarde in check. And speaking of Zygarde, if you didn't watch the team builder, Zygarde just goes in against this guy, because, you know, I have that Groundian Z on tech, in case I want to pick up a certain KO against the Tapu Fini or the Ferrothorn. I can also tell you that Tornadus has a clean matchup, just because the fact that he had 2 flying resists on his entire roster, the Nihilego and the Substrika, and neither did Kane, so I can just click Hurricane all day, every day. Some key things that I do have to find out during this battle is that the fact that Nihilego did not come, which means that he probably has another Choice Scarfer, and that is potentially the Porygon 2, so I do have to play around pretty carefully around that. And then, of course, I do have to scout the item on the Victini, which will be a big threat to my team. Because, you know, switching to Victini is like finding the exit in a massive grocery shop. You just will not find a solution. But, you know, since Tornadus has a great matchup versus his team, I'm just going to lead off with it straight away and just go for damage, or maybe knocking something off in case he leads off with a certain Pokemon. He leads off with a Ferrothorn, I'm just going to U-turn out. I kind of was expecting him to scout for the Heat Wave, but obviously he does not. But it's fine, I do have a very, very safe switch into a Ferrothorn, which is my Xatu. So Xatu comes in, he tries to go for a Toxic, that will get bounced right back in your face. Probably was predicting the Zygarde to come in first turn. I'm not going to try and switch in Zygarde my first turn, because, you know, it's my win con, but, you know, you never know. So I'm going to go double right back into my Tornadus, predicting him to predict me, predicting him to scout for the Heat Wave, which he does. He goes into Tapu Fini, which gives me the opportunity to just knock this off first turn, which is amazing, because now he loses the potential leftovers, which he didn't even have. He had the Shed Shell, probably for the Wobbuffet. He goes to Moonblast, that does absolutely nothing, and now I can just fire off this Hurricane. And even though Ferrothorn does have some bulk under its belt, it's going to take a lot of damage from this Hurricane. Just 38, revealing to me that he doesn't have that much special defense in him. So he's going to go out into his Tapu Fini again, probably fearing the Heat Wave. I'm just going to U-turn out. I don't really care about the Iron Bulk because of my Regenerator, so I get really good momentum right here. And I'm going to go into my Amoonguss, because, you know, Amoonguss is a great Pokemon to switch in on a Water Fairy. So, predicting him to go into his Victini right here, I'm actually going to pull a double switch out into my my Diancie, because I figured that Diancie would actually just put on a lot of pressure, especially now since the Ferrothorn has been weakened to a point where a Moonblast plus an HP Fire has a chance to KO even through the Yoki-Berry. But I'm just going to go straight up for my Stealth Rocks instead, because I figured Stealth Rocks, I won't have that many opportunities to get up rocks in this game, and it punished the Victini and the Salamence really good. So, he goes into Ferrothorn. I'm just going to pull a switch right back into my Xatu, just sponge up every single hit that he can go for, just make him suffer a bit from that Rocky Helmet, and just deny him from setting up rocks in my face. So I'm just gonna pull, I'm thinking I'm going for Psychic right here. Yes, I do, because Psychic will actually chip down to Tapu Fini even further. Tapu Fini is annoying, so I do want to just chip that down, since it doesn't have the leftovers. It didn't even have the leftovers coming into the battle, but, you know, just getting some hits on that Tapu Fini is going to be nicer later on. I switch out, I go into my Tornadus, I can sponge every single hit. He goes for Defog, which is annoying, so now I have to set off my rocks again at some point. And I'm just going to fire off another Hurricane on the incoming Banette. And you're guys going to see that this Banette does not appreciate this Hurricane at all. It does 65% of damage. And unfortunately I do have to switch out. I don't want to catch a T-Wave, or I don't want to get killed by a Destiny Bond. So I'm going to go right into my Amoonguss, which can probably take any hits that this Banette wants to go for. I don't know really what Banette can do to Amoonguss, but it can't do anything because I just switched in on a Destiny Bond. So he's going to go for the taunt. I actually predicted him to go into Ferrothorn right here. So I went for the Hidden Power. I also didn't want to go for the Foul Play just in case he went for a double Destiny Bond and I actually KO'd him. That'd be really bad because I do need my Amoonguss healthy to keep that Porygon in check. But now I'm actually going to pull another double into my Diancie because the Victini is just going to come in. I could have clicked Foul Play, but you know, he could go for Destiny Bond, I don't know. Just going to go into my Diancie, and this time I'm actually going to fire off an Earth Power, predicting him to predict me to set up Stealth Dogs again. So he's going to go for the Z, and my heart just sunk when I saw that. I thought my Diancie was dead. Turns out he did have the Z Thunder instead of the Z Bolt Strike, which means that I actually survived, which is awesome. So now Diancie can just go for another Earth Power and basically claim a kill at this point. Nothing can switch in and tank an Earth Power plus a Hidden Power Fire or a Moonblast, which is awesome. So Diancie claims the first kill of the match, which makes your Chalcelios FC go up one Pokemon against BC Luki. So now he goes into Porygon, and now shit is about to go south. I don't want to stay in. I'm still thinking that this is Choice Scarf, but it turns out this dog had another plan. He just goes straight for the agility, and I am now sitting here shaking in my boots because, you know, he can just go for a Nasty Plot, which he does, and I miss my Hurricane. This is really bad all of a sudden because, you know, I'm sitting here staring down a +2 Porygon 2, +2 Porygon 2 even, because he has Dual Dance. I have done no damage to him at all, and yeah, this is just looking really horrible. I know both my Tornadus and my Amoonguss can take any one hit from this guy, and my plan is here to try and get Amoonguss in safely versus the Porygon and click Spore. But the problem is he has the Misty Terrain, so I do have to stall out another turn of Misty Terrain before this happens. This means that I have to stay in with Tornadus, take a big hit, and fire off another Hurricane. Luckily, this one hits. If that would have missed, I might just lost the game straight up. At this point, I do have to sack a Pokemon. I'm gonna sack my Xatu because I don't really see hazards as that big of an issue at this point. I have a pretty good check to the Victini and the Salamence either way in my Sneasel. I don't have to switch that in and out. So I'm going to sack my Xatu. Good job, Xatu. You deserve some rest. Now I'm going to go into my Amoonguss, praying that I don't get crit, because that would suck. I don't. Amoonguss is a beast. I can just put this guy to sleep. And I really just need to hope that he doesn't wake up first turn. If he does, this game is pretty much over. I'm going to pull a switch out into my Diancie. Just seeing this duck rest makes me want to go into Diancie for some reason. I don't know, I can't make a joke about that, but I'm going to go into my Diancie just hoping that he doesn't wake up so I can just fire off a Moonblast and take him out. Luckily he stays asleep, so Diancie's just going to kill him with a blast from the moon, and down goes the ducky. So now we're in the clear again because, you know, the biggest threat to my team has been taken care of, and he now has some threats left, but you know, it's fine. I think I can deal with them. I'm kind of debating here if I want to go for the Hidden Power Fire, popping the Ockerberry, or go for the Stealth with my Diancie. I actually decided to make a middle ground play and try and get both by going into my Amoonguss and then doubling right back into Diancie when he goes for his rocks. Which actually turns out to work out perfectly, because, you know, as Diancie switches in, he goes for rocks. I get to bounce them right back, so now I have rocks on my side again, and I can go for the Hidden Power Fire, bring this Ferrothorn down super low. Actually, I had a 65% chance of KOing, I think, but unfortunately I didn't get it. So Diancie's going to go down, but Diancie did an amazing job this match. Actually, probably could have cleaned with it if it wasn't for that roll. But, you know, shit happens. So now I'm going to go into my Zygarde, and now shit's about to go south. I'm gonna go for the sub in case he goes for the lead seed. I don't want to allow that, and you know, I could have gone in cheeky sub and then go for the Dragon Dance and then the Coil, and then it's just game over. So I'm gonna go for Coil this time to make his Garbol do a little bit less of damage. Still does quite a bit actually. I thought it would do more. I thought it would done much less. I'm gonna go for the Dragon Dance. His Garbol is now gonna do even. Why? I don't know. There's something up with the rolls. I can't really say. I'm just going to go for 1,000 arrows, take out the Ferrothorn, and Zygarde is just looking to claim some lives. Unfortunately, I am 1% over sub, which means that I can't whip out a sub in front of this Banette and predict his Destiny Bond. If I were to do that, Zygarde probably could have just cleaned up the rest of his team and I could have gotten a 4-0 win, but unfortunately I do not, and I figured that the mind games would basically end up in a situation where Zygarde would go down without killing the Banette, and then I have to use another Pokemon to kill the Banette, which would just lead to me losing more mons and potentially losing the game. So I decided to sack off my Zygarde, hopefully that makes sense. I'm just going to go into my Tornadus. I think the Victini dice rocks, and the only thing I have to do is either to knock off the Yache Berry on the Salamence, or sack my Tornadus to bring in my Sneasel, and then let Sneasel clean up with that fast Ice Shard against the Mance. Turns out he is Dragonlance with the Yache Berry, I get to knock that off. Then I just need to sack my Amoonguss, which actually doesn't even die to that Dragon Claw, which is surprising. Amoonguss is a beast. I love this thing. It actually is a lot fatter than you think. But Amoonguss goes down, so now it's looking like a 2-0 victory for me. Even though Salamence gets that Moxie boost, I can just switch into my little Sneasel here. Go for the quickest of Ice Shard, which Salamence did not see coming. Kill that Mance from like 120%, I think, is the calc. And last but not least is a Victini. Actually, it does not die to rocks, my bad. But he has revealed the Z Crystal. There's no way he could be faster. I'm just going to knock off and get that 2-0 victory for week 1 of the GPC, which is really nice. So, good game to Luke. It was a really good battle. I really enjoyed it. Nice to see both Zygarde and Megadancy get 2 kills, and then little Sneasel getting 2 kills in the end. I got pretty lucky with those sleep turns, but to be fair, I did miss a Hurricane when I really needed it. So, you know, I think the hacks kind of balanced out this in the end. But hope you guys enjoyed. It's really nice to pick up that week 1 win. Next week we're facing off against a guy called Young Metro, who, spoiler alert, did also win his week 1 battle. So that's going to be a lot of fun. But if you did enjoy this video, I don't know, smack that like button. Yeah, let's aim for -2 likes. If you hit that, nothing is really going to happen. But yeah, thanks so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you all next week. Goodbye.